Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Fab's in the house. And today we're gonna do a quick comparison review between the Reeve knives Umnumzaan and the Reeve knives large Sebenza 21 right over here. So these two guys, they might look very similar, but they share some similarities, but they have lots of differences between the two of them. So, for example, I mean, price-wise, they're gonna be very similar because the cost, they start around $450. You can have, upgrades for the Sebenza, whereas for the Umnumzaan, you're gonna have just a couple options for the blade, like tanto and drop point, whereas the Sebenza has a drop point, tanto, and also in single blade. Both the blades are employing CPM S35VN. They're both hollow ground, and the hardness on the Rockwell scale is going to be 59-60 for both of them. Also, both handles are sandblasted titanium for the standard version. Here you see like the Wilson Combat edition, which has these grooves milled out, but usually, the basic Sebenza, it's just a plain slab of sandblasted titanium. Of course, you have additional upgrades available only for the Sebenzas. You can choose, inlays and graphics. You can choose raindrop, basket weave, ladder Damascus for the blade, as well as some other options like thumb stud, etc. You have for both lefties option. So if you're a lefty, you can just buy the same configuration, just specular, with the lock side on this one to increase your, maneuverability and utility of the knife. The blade finish is the same for the base model, both for Sebenza and Umnumzaan, and it's a stone wash finish, which is gonna be pretty good at hiding the scratches. They both come with a lanyard. This is the lanyard for the Wilson Combat Sebenza, and this is just a classic lanyard for the Umnumzaan or the large 21 that you're gonna get. Also, maintenance is basically the same because you're gonna have two screws here, and you're gonna have a couple more here, but nothing crazy. It's very straightforward disassembly for both of them, and you're not gonna have any issues. In case you're gonna have any issues in reassembling the knife, you can just send it back to Reeve, and they're gonna be happy to put it back together and send it back to you at no cost. You're just gonna have to pay the shipping cost, of course. Also, similarities is that they're both running on washers, and and I mean the size and the weight are comparable. This is a little bit bigger and a little bit heavier, but not that by much. Something like pretty different is that you can choose different upgrade options for the Sebenza. It's like it's a very nice thing. You can do you can get some micarta inlays or like computer generated graphics, or you can there's more options for the beaded lanyards, and also you can choose actually two lugs like thumb studs over here, or because the basic model comes just with one on the right side. So if you're buying the right handed option. Also, there's another option for the Sebenza 21, which is absent for the Umnumzaan, which is the option you have to choose a small Sebenza 21. So that's something pretty good if you're if you want something office EDC-able knife. Yeah, small Sebenza 21, it's the way to go. The biggest difference probably is that the Umnumzaan is using a ceramic ball interface, which is a slight variation of the Reeve integral lock. So this, of course, is offering more strength because of the nature of the lock, and you are gonna have pretty higher lock tolerances compared to the regular carbidized interface, which is sporting the Sebenza 21. In fact, the Sebenza 31 has an upgraded lock face insert, which is the same as the Umnumzaan, so using a ceramic ball as a detent and as a lock face insert. So lock longevity, of course, it's going to be better for this guy because you know, ceramic ball, you know, it's going to be also securing the blade in place in the closed position a little bit better than the classic one. The Umnumzaan also has a thicker blade stock. Let me see, like over here, right there, slightly thicker, as well as the pivot. Of course, as you can see, it's larger in diameter. It's the same as the Incosi, and this is gonna provide increased torsional strength because being bigger and stronger. So that's very, very good. Also, like the Umnumzaan, it's sporting like a glass breaker right over here, which is incorporated into the blade tang. Only when the knife is closed you can use that, and there's nothing basically for the Sebenza 21. Also, the basic model for the Sebenza is just like a plain scale, and you know, the Umnumzaan also comes in like the Wilson Combat Edition with the same milled out grooves, but the cross-hatched design, it's just gonna, you know, give you less slippery handle and will provide a little bit more traction to have you know, more safety during heavy cutting tasks. So that's something pretty nice. Also, some specs, of course, are going to be different. For example, you know, Umnumzaan overall length is going to be 8.4 inches, whereas this guy is going to be 8.3. The weight for the Umnumzaan is 5 ounces. Sebenza 21 is 4.7. Also, like blade length is going to be a tad smaller for the 21, being 3.625 inches and 3.675 inches for the Umnumzaan. So yeah, also something to mention, pretty different on the lock side, is that the Umnumzaan is sporting like a lock bar stabilizer, which is a Rick Hinderer design, and which is this disc anchored to the blade, sorry, to the scale, in order to avoid the overextension of the lock bar up there, something that is absent in the Sebenza 21. So there you have it. This was my comparison review between the Umnumzaan and the Sebenza 21. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching and stay tuned.